TV3 New Day. It's now time for that final conversation which we promised you on the ban of alcohol advertisement by celebrities and popular people. This ban was placed a few years ago by the FDA. This conversation has come up again because there has been a Supreme Court ruling by majority decision 5-2, which has upheld this ban. That means that from last week, I think last week, Wednesday, no popular person or celebrity is allowed to advertise alcohol in Ghana. There have been a lot of questions asked about what this means in practical terms. Who's a celebrity? Who's a child? What does an advert even mean, really? We're going to have an extensive conversation on this today, and hopefully we get all the answers we want. We're joined on Zoom by Joseph Yao Benny. He's the Director, Legal and Corporate Affairs of the FDA. And in studio, we're joined by Kojo Preku Dankwa. He's the President, Foundation of Concerned Arts Professionals. And also joined in the studio, the one man who represented, at least on the final day, the day of the ruling, my brother, my friend, CEO of Image Bureau, George Kwe. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Good morning.
How are you doing?
We are good. And how are you doing?
I'm fine too. It's great to have you. Yeah. Now, I need you to tell me a little more about your position and your association first.
Okay. So FOCAP, or Foundation of Concerned Arts Professionals, is an advocacy group within the creative... FOCAP.
Okay.
Foundation of Concerned Arts Professionals.
All right.
Yes, it's a group within the creative art sector that seeks to advocate for the creative industry or the sector or the economy to see policies and to see that vibrancy within the creative art space.
Awesome. How old is this group?
It's been 8 years now.
8 years?
Yeah.
I see. I have a few problems I'll bring to your table
We're glad to take.
It's great to have you. George.
Yes, madam.
Now, you've been at the forefront of this conversation for as long as I can remember. At least most times when we saw videos from the courtroom or outside the courtroom, you were there. Why have you taken such a keen interest in this matter?
All right. For this particular conversation, I represent the Arts and Tourism Writers Association of Ghana. Right. I wear many hats, and that is the hat that I put on for this particular one. And let's get it out there. Personally, I do not drink.
Okay.
And as a personal value, there are two products that I do not promote. But let's not talk about that now. It's not about me. Because discrimination is not fair. It is not fair. The laws of Ghana allow everybody to be in fair trade. Everybody is supposed to work and make a decent living. I mean, this is as a group of people who, because of our royalty and other issues, they do not get what they are supposed to get. Yeah. You understand? And because of the nature of our landscape, the economy and stuff like that, when corporate organizations want to cut down budgets and all that, this is the sector that they look at first. So you want to stage a play, or you want to do a music concert, or you want to do anything, you go to corporate institutions and they've cut budgets, and you are the ones that you're affected with. So some of these little things that help keep people in this sector going are endorsement deals. So you don't just wake up and without any authentic scientific research, without any proper work done on the ground, without any proper definitions of who even a popular person is, because there are 3 of us seated on this TV station right now. Kojo Preku Dankwa is quite popular. George Kwe is quite popular. Nashoko is quite popular. Which one of us is a celebrity and who's not? Who can advertise alcoholic beverages and who can't? Based on what? You have millions of followers. I don't come anywhere close to you. But maybe if you and I to actually hit Kumasi some 20 years ago, I'll probably be more popular than you because they knew a certain Abuaji who was quite popular by then. If we hit a certain space, Kojo Preku Dankwa is probably more popular than the two of us together. So what criterion did he use to arrive at who can advertise? So can an alcoholic beverage brand use Kojo Preku Dankwa but not use you? Can they use me and not use Kojo?
And those are the many questions that we have been asking since this battle started sometime. Was it 2016?
Yeah, 2016 was when the directive was...
it became loud again sometime in 2022. And now we're back because the Supreme Court has ruled. Are you thinking of, your foundation, are you thinking of or planning to appeal this decision? Well, since the Supreme Court applied for a review, have some of the celebrities come to you to speak to you about this?
Something we're even discussing right now. Okay, so for the foundation, we would love to seek for a review after going through the
ruling.
The ruling. I mean, it's not out yet. We've not seen it yet.
Yes.
So, but after, I think we'll really want to understand where the judges were coming from. The reasoning. Then we could make another move. But I think largely, we think we're calling for a review. I mean, something that we need to go back and then go and deal with it.
So, of course, we'd have to wait to see the full ruling first.
Sure.
We were told that it will come out on Friday last week.
Yes.
But it didn't.
Yes.
So do you know when it's going to come out now?
No.
From what I gather, it might come out this week, hopefully. By end of this week, hopefully.
Yeah, all right. So we're waiting for the lawyer from the FDA to join us. But until then, some arguments have been made about the need to regulate alcohol intake, especially among young people, which is one of the reasons that the FDA put forward for this ban from the beginning. Now, elsewhere, we know that you are required to have an ID to purchase alcohol in a shop, at a club, wherever. All right. In Ghana, we are now getting used to our ID system and Ghana card and so on. And so some have argued that one sure way to keep children from being interested in purchasing alcohol is to keep the people they look up to from promoting it. How do you feel about that?
That's one, unfortunately, I would say, lazy approach coming from the FDA, coming out with such a guideline. You see, they quoted two things. They said well-known personalities and a professional. Okay, that's what they said. Then they told us that we cannot advertise, or they are banning us from doing it. Then they also said that it was a WHO report that made them to take such a decision. Now you ask yourself, which of the WHO report are they talking about? Is it a 2010? Is it a 2016 one? Is it a 2005 report that they're talking about?
Okay, wait. Do any of these reports speak to this matter?
All these speaks to global harmfulness when it comes to alcohol for the adolescent. Okay,
but not on the effect of celebrity advertising.
Exactly
on
my
minors.
point.
All right, we've been joined via Zoom now by a lawyer from the FDA. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Yes, we can hear you. You're welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Benny. Now, a lot of questions have been asked about the ban that the FDA placed on popular people, well-known people, from advertising alcohol. I think the first question on all of our minds is why? Can you explain to us why, or on what basis, you came to this decision that celebrity or well-known persons advertising alcohol promotes alcohol intake in minors?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I think, as you rightly indicated, this guideline was, the most current one was 2015. So this has been in existence since 2015, that well-known personalities should not endorse alcoholic beverages. There are issues that I think all of us can agree on. One, alcohol has negative impact on health. However you look at it, whether it is small or take it gradually, over a period of time, alcohol has negative impact on public health. So that is one. Two, advertisements. And mark my words, I said advertisement generally influences consumption of anything that you want to talk about. It can be a service, it can be a product. That is why we promote. So alcohol increases consumption of products, services. Thirdly, well-known personalities have impacts on society, and most especially on the youth and minors who look up to them. So when you put these three things together, we are saying that when well-known personalities advertise alcoholic beverages, they will increase the level of consumption of alcohol, and the negative impact of alcohol on public health will eventually also increase. So when we are dealing with the issue of public health, and alcohol is part of it, we don't want the youth and the minors to continuously be encouraged to drink alcohol. We say the thing to encourage them to drink alcohol, let's take those things out so that we don't encourage them to drink alcohol.
All right. From what you rightly said, advertising any product would increase consumption of that product. So if you're looking to cure the problem of excess consumption of alcohol, Have you considered banning advertising alcohol altogether?
There's always a process. And we are seeing that the celebrities' impact, because they've used the word celebrity, but in the guidelines, it's well-known personalities. The influence and the impact of well-known personalities on advertisement is greater. And we are seeing that we'll move gradually. As we deal with some of these issues, the impact of well-known personalities on consumption, yes. Eventually, when we study the situation and it is good enough to ban alcohol advertisement, it will be done, just as it's been done for tobacco.
Okay, so I think one thing that a lot of us are curious about is the source of your research finding. Did you conduct any research or survey which specifically brought you to the conclusion that celebrity or well-known persons advertising alcohol increases its intake in young people?
I heard one of the panelists in the studio say that the WHO study talks about the negative impact of alcohol and adolescents, and it doesn't talk about the impact of well-known personalities on alcohol consumption. I beg, please, let's do the right things. The research, these things are there. Anybody can go to the WHO website, go to Google Scholar, and look at the studies that have been done.
Can you give us any of the titles or the year?
Oh, please just go to Google Scholar and just Google. Look at a lot of.
For sure, the WHO has not done any specific research on the negative effect of celebrity advertising of alcoholic beverages on children. So if you're the one claiming it,
which year report is he talking about?
Show us the reference.
Is it a European report or the global one that he's talking about?
I'm also
2010?
curious
Which
about
one?
the same. Is there a specific report that we can refer to? Maybe the year of the report or the title of the report will great.
Ask the gentleman.
Yes,
are you saying that the WHO has no study on the impact of well-known personalities on alcohol consumption?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Hold on. No, Kojo, let's put it in perspective. We are speaking about advertising of alcoholic beverages by celebrities and its negative impact on children. And I recall very well that you mentioned after one of the court appearances, I think after the last one, you mentioned that the WHO had tons of research. And I am saying that we cannot find any of this research specifically to this matter. What my colleague here is trying to emphasize is the fact that, yes, there could be some work that has been done in that space about celebrity advertising of alcohol and its impact on sales and stuff like that generally, or purchases, you understand, generally. But you premised it on its effect on children, to ban a group of people, to discriminate against a group of people from earning legitimate income. It is not like these celebrities don't also have children. They also do have children.
Gentlemen, for the records, we are not discriminating against anybody. And the Supreme Court has loudly and clearly said that we are not discriminating against anybody. That is what we went to court for. And the Supreme Court said that is not correct. So we are not discriminating against anybody.
So we will not use that word. If it makes you comfortable, we will not use that word. We do understand what you're doing.
I'm very comfortable with whatever you say, but I'm saying for the records.
So it is also for the records. We're talking about the research. You are the one who brought in the research conversation. And for the education of the masses, state that research and let us all go take a look at that research. Because that research is what we're looking for.
Look, are you saying that there's no research on that? Is that what you're saying?
We are saying you are saying there's research. So just show us that research.
Please hang on. Sir,
the
truth is that the reason we called for this particular interview was to bring public education and proper awareness and finality to the many questions that have come up after the Supreme Court upheld your ban. All right. So it will help for further reading and understanding. If you could give us the name of the research or at least the year, title.
I have referred you to a particular place. Look at Google Scholar.
All right.
Search for studies done on well-known personalities and their impact on alcohol consumption.
All right.
On children?
All right.
On who? On who? Right. Children or what?
Who?
And did they specifically say
yes, we can get it on children, we can get it on adults, we can get it on general consumption.
Perhaps you didn't anticipate this question, so you probably don't have the title with you now. We can still take it from you later after this interview, so we can.
Yes, I can give you.
Because we need it for public education, so we can move on from this for the meantime.
Yes, let's move on. I can give you a lot of research data on that.
Still on education, can you help us understand a few of the elements of your ban? For example, who a well-known person is, what an advert is, And I think I saw something about endorsements as well. So let's talk about the two. Who is a well-known person? So
okay,
the people
if you get
who are
into the
banned, and then what is an advertisement?
The guideline talks about the fact that a well-known personality, and it says that a well-known personality is someone who arouses a lot of interest in society. And we give examples.
Okay.
Politicians, historians, pastors, priests, etc., sports personalities, people who arouse a lot of interest in society, whose acts and deeds are imitated or followed up by some other persons. These are well-known personalities in society. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if a person who's not a well-known person is featured in an alcoholic beverage commercial, all right, and because of that commercial, because, you know, they hire a wonderful advertising agency who make the commercial really good, all right, this person in the advert now becomes known because of how good the advert is and how viral the advert has gone. Would that person be in violation of this guideline because they have become well known following their featuring in that ad?
Let me get back to you. Whoever is calling himself or herself a celebrity now was not a celebrity sometime
They were
ago.
not a celebrity, but then
Yeah.
so Metal Bitters
Can I
has done an advert. Image Bureau has done a wonderful advert for Metal Bitters. The advert has gone viral because of the wonderful advertising elements in it. This gentleman used in this advert has now become popular and it's now well known.
Before then, it was a trotro.
People would see him on the street and call him because of this advert. He's well known. Would he be in violation following, you know, this ban? Would he be in violation of these guidelines?
That is why I said that from the beginning, he wasn't. But if he gets into that space of being a well-known personality, you definitely have to leave that space of advertising or endorsement.
And then a new celebrity will be made by Image Bureau again for Metal Bitters. Do you see?
So what makes the person a celebrity?
The same.
But you the one that you have the definition.
Is he asking us, or he should answer himself?
I've just told you, right? The same story I've just told you. So Kwejo becomes popular because of his ad, Metal Bitters. You're saying that after that, he's no longer allowed to advertise for Metal Bitters because he's now popular. Metal Bitters will go and take Amina. She becomes popular. So we are creating more celebrities for Metal Bitters and resigning them each time they gain popularity.
You are using the term celebrity. I never use it.
All right.
Well known.
Popular person.
A well-known personality that arouses sufficient interest in public. Would that advert make that person arouse sufficient interest in society?
Yes. Do you know the famous Michael Power?
It does.
Do you know the famous Michael Power from the Guinness series?
Cleveland Mitchell.
Michael Power. I don't know if you remember him. I remember him from TV when I was a young girl. He was just a person who auditioned, I believe, for a series. He became Michael Power. Michael Power became a popular character because he featured in that series for Guinness. And I stand to be corrected if you know any differently. All right? So he became popular following his featuring in that series. He became a well-known personality. It's a similar situation I'm trying to cite here.
Yes, I'm saying that if that person becomes a well-known personality, he needs to move out of that space of endorsing alcohol.
All right, and I just have a couple more questions. What do you, how do you define an advert or a piece of advertisement per your guidelines?
I can't read to you now, but any material that seeks to promote, unless I get into the guideline, I will read verbatim for you. But any material that seeks to promote a product in whatever form, in whatever medium, becomes an advert. When that material seeks to promote.
Must it be done in Ghana? So, for example, if I traveled to Nigeria, okay, and I was, you know, wherever, and there's a bottle of whatever in front of me, which is an alcoholic beverage, on social media, would you say that I have flouted this guideline? Would that be an advertisement per your guidelines?
What is that bottle doing in front of you?
Decoration.
Decoration.
No, don't please ignore that. But you know, when you go out, sometimes there are bottles for whatever purpose in front of you, served drinks. I happen to be there, not in Ghana. Are the rules jurisdiction specific Are they supposed to be intentional advertising? I need to understand, because we've seen celebrities standing in front of...
Let me give you the definition of advertisement.
All right.
It says, includes a representation by any means for the purpose of promoting directly or indirectly the use, sale, or disposal of a product regulated under this part. So whether it is directly or indirectly done, with the purpose of promoting the use, sale, or disposal of that product, it constitutes an advertisement.
So when we watch football, all right, and then the football pitch is decorated with which alcoholic beverage?
Heineken sponsors the Champions League.
Heineken, for example, Heineken. You know, it's all over the pitch.
League.
It's all over the pitch, and a local star is on the pitch, and he's in front of Heineken, and he's celebrating a goal, and all the photos come out with Heineken in the background. Would you consider that an advertisement?
Listen to that definition again. For the purpose of promoting.
Yes, but the purpose of Heineken on that pitch is to promote Heineken.
Can I finish?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
He scored a goal and he's celebrating, and he happens to stand in front of. Was he purposely promoting that product? He's just celebrating the field. It's not intentionally promoting that product. He's celebrating.
All right. Unfortunately, we have to go. Unfortunately. Our conversation has to end here, but I have so many more questions for you,
I'm making enough time for it.
Yeah, we should have made more time for it. I apologize for that. But thank you, Mr. Benny, for joining us on the call. We're grateful to you. Thank you. Gentlemen, I'll take your final comments quickly before we go.
I think it's still a lazy approach coming from the FDA. I think it's something they are not thinking outside the box. Whichever UN report or WHO report that they are using, they are not reading it well, because what we have in front of us and what we have read, all the dates that I gave you, the years that I gave you, none of them stated that we should ban. Rather, they were dealing with outlets, they were dealing with solutions as to how the marketing can be done. They would give solutions. They didn't go outright with whatever thing that FDA is doing. And we still insist that it is a lazy approach from FDA. I think they should think twice about it with a guideline, even though their Act 851 gives them that power to do so. I think that they should call the stakeholders back again and think outside the box and know what to do and approach it very well.
All right. George, did he speak for you?
But very briefly, I think we just need to let everybody understand nobody is against the FDA. We're not here to fight them. Popular people, as he puts it, or well-known people have kids too, and we don't want our kids to be exposed to any ill health. My first exposure to alcohol was in my house. It was not from any celebrity advertising or whatever it is. It was when my parents got visitors. It was when on Saturday or Sunday my mom wants to eat her fufu, she needs a bottle of Club. It was when my dad comes back from work, before he eats his dinner, he needs a shot of Campari. My first exposure to alcohol was from the home, and it is the same for a lot of people. Dankwa would say his mom was actually operating a shop that sold alcohol and stuff like that, and other people would have various experiences to share. So I think, like you said, the FDA needs to find a way to let us all sit and judge. We all want the same thing, but we also do not want to, again, I will use the word, discriminate against a group of people for whatever reasons. And a lot of it is conjecture. It is somebody has sat in a room and assumed that, oh, this will do that, this will, because even the research that we're talking about, nobody has actually pointed us in any direction where we can find that specific research that actually informed this directive. So for me, it's neither here nor there, and I think a lot of conversation needs to be had on this. If you go to 37...
Gentlemen, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much. George Koye, CEO of Image Bureau, and Kocho Preko, President of Foundation of Concerned Arts Professionals. It's been great having you. That's it for our discussion today, but perhaps we'll continue this another day.